Get you up to speed now on the stories you need to know to start your morning. A tragedy in the West Valley. 2 men are dead after a trench collapsed at a construction site. We're told the 2 men were working inside the trench when it caved in, burying them under 10 feet of dirt. Their co-workers and police desperately tried to dig them out, but there was nothing they could do to save them. Developing this morning, growing tensions between the U.S. and China. Today, consulate workers living in a compound near the Chinese consulate in Houston will be evicted. The move comes after U.S. officials announced the closing of the consulate to, quote, protect American intellectual property and Americans. New overnight, Chinese officials ordered the U.S. to cease operations at a consulate in central China.
President Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, is expected to be released from prison today. A judge ordered Cohen's release yesterday, saying the government retaliated against him for planning to release a book criticizing the president before November's election. The judge said Cohen's First Amendment rights were violated when he was ordered back to prison for refusing to sign a form banning him from publishing that book. Cohen is expected to be released to home confinement. And President Trump has canceled the Republican National Convention in Jacksonville as cases in the U.S. have reached 4 million. The president said it's just not the right time to hold a large in-person convention. Delegates, though, will still decide the nomination in North Carolina, where the RNC was originally planned. And now you're up to speed. Don't forget, you can always find the latest news. Just head to our website, 12news.com, or download that free 12 News app.